going. There we go. You know, the last episode, it was pretty interesting, but it was just full of that religious mumbo-jumbo, and I've noticed that that's a consistent theme with the show, a lot of Christian stuff, and, I understand it can get kind of old after a while, but I still had a lot of fun in the previous episode, and I've got to say, my favorite parts were the parts with the puppets. Something about the way their hands and arms resemble those of a human, while the face were obviously puppets themselves in that uncanny valley feel. I don't know, something about it just, it just feels right. I mean, look at the way their face scrunches. I mean, you tell me that's not a mask. So for this episode, I wanted to find something that completely resembled that as close as I can get without the religious bullcrap. And I think I found it. Folks, welcome to Peppermint Park.
Good friends, gonna get together with good friends.
Now, I don't know why the intro segment has this footage of kids playing at the park, because there is literally none of that in the actual show. And I'm pretty doubtful that the makers of the show got permission to use this footage. But surprisingly, the puppeteers in this are not associated with the Donut Man or any of his people. So it's a pretty safe bet that God Incorporated won't be present this time. What a relief. Well, that was a pretty boring intro. So we start off in not a park, but a rusty old shed aptly called Clubhouse, which I would highly advise against any child entering that, and we're introduced to this pig who looks like he doesn't want to be there. I mean, just look at his eyes and listen to his voice. He sounds like he has a gun to his head.
Oh, hi. I was just reading this book about Mary and her little lamb. Remember that one? It's about this little lamb, see? And he gets lost. Oh, it's kind of a sad story. Just imagine if you were lost.
Honestly, I feel like I'm lost having walked into here. I mean, like, I'm an adult, and I really feel like I don't belong here.
I mean, what would you do? Would you be scared? Would you cry? Of course not. If you were shopping in a store, you'd probably go to the nearest cash register or checkout stand and tell the person there your name and Mommy's name too, right? And if you were outside when you got lost, you'd look for the nearest police officer. Oh, he'd be glad to help.
Yeah, I would not. Just saying. Not a good idea, especially in this day and age. You never know what those kinds of perverts will do, especially with your parents' information. Just saying.
But let's get back to the story. Now, what about Mary's little lamb? See, he wasn't that smart. He didn't know he was supposed to check with an adult.
Because he's a lamb?
And he was so lonesome. Oh, it's just terrible. And what about poor Mary? She must be worried sick.
What is his fucking problem?
Oh, no.
Piggle, what's the matter with you? Calm down.
Well, Mary's lamb is lost. Don't just stand there. Do something. We've got to find Mary's little lamb. I'll be right back.
Was it something I said?
This is the letter C. C is the first letter in the word cracker.
We don't play what I come to what you say. Taking everything so seriously, it comes to my game. No excuse, gonna tie you in the noose. If you teach your attitude, I might cut you loose.
C is also the first letter in the word cheese.
Okay, so...
Guess what I am? When I'm walking down the street, the ground shakes beneath my feet, and I'd love for you to take me for a ride. I make a trumpet kind of sound, and you can see me miles around. Guess what I am? Guess what I am? I'm an elephant. I'm an elephant. I make the other animals irrelevant.
Okay, so now...
Today is Billy's first visit to the dentist.
Oh my fucking god.
Mom brought Billy so that he could have his teeth cleaned and checked by Dr. Brown. First, Dr. Brown looked inside his mouth to make sure that Billy didn't have any cavities. Then he used a tool that looked sort of like an electric toothbrush to make Billy's teeth sparkling white.
I don't know about you, but watching this makes me feel like I'm actually at the dentist right now.
And Billy was happy to learn that getting your teeth cleaned doesn't hurt at all. Then one of the nurses showed Billy the correct way to brush his teeth.
Okay, now can we move on to something more? Okay.
Today on Peppermint Park, we're talking about blue. It can be a color, like this. Or it can just be a sad feeling. Like Maynard. He's feeling blue. Let's listen to his song, and maybe he'll tell us why.
I'm so blue. I said
Is this why all the puppets look sad in this? I mean, they look so fucking miserable. I can imagine that they ordered these puppets assuming that, you know, that's how they got them. And they were limited on how many facial expressions they can make, so they were like, oh, well, we have a song about being depressed, so, you know, let's have a puppet that are experiencing existential dread, you know, because that's something the kids will definitely relate to. That'll get the kids hooked. Totally. Also, I need to point out that when I first got this footage, I had to spend a little bit of time syncing the audio so that this film would at least look coherent. I don't know if that's exclusive to this copy that I found, or if that's how the video actually was originally, but I was able to fix every scene that we'll be looking at today, except for this one, actually.
all that I eat is blue cheese, 'cause I'm blue.
It's time for Magic Megan.
Hi, boys and girls. Have I got a trick for you today? Your friends are going to think you're magic.
Okay, no. Using video editing software to drive home the point and the illusion that you are somehow magic, it's nothing new, and it's, you know, anything that anybody can do. I can do it. Watch. Where the fuck am I? What the fuck? Oh. Wow, that was fucking crazy.
Okay, first you need a piece of paper. Take a piece of paper and tell your friend, stand this piece of paper up. Well, when they go to stand it up, it falls. Look. Try to stand the piece of paper up, and it falls. Well, I'm going to show you how to make this piece of paper stand up all by itself so you can show your friends, and they'll think you're magic.
She's gonna fold it.
Take the piece of paper
She's gonna fold
and fold it.
And she folds it.
Let's count how many times. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, really? Why not 7, like earlier?
Pull it out. It looks kind of like an accordion. And look, it stands up.
I mean, I'm not really impressed, even in the slightest, and if I was a kid watching this, I don't think I would have been that impressed either. Like, when I was 5 years old, I was making origami hats for all of my friends. Like, I made all kinds of cool hats for my friends. But I was alone, so I didn't make very many hats, and, yeah.
Okay, remember, you need a piece of paper, fold it 1, 2.
It's me, Ernie.
You are not Ernie. Ernie is an orange motherfucker who bunks with the yellow motherfucker. You are not Ernie.
Today on Peppermint Park, we're introducing the letter M. It's such a great letter. Just think of all the words that start with M.
Oh, you mean not the letter C from earlier? What about the letter E, like for Ernie?
It's marvelous, magnificent,
Mediocre.
I can't imagine life without the letter M. Impossible, improbable.
Those words don't start with the letter M, though.
The letter M. How could you order M&Ms without the letter M? What would you say? What would you do? What would you call them?
There comes a time in your life when you have to wonder if you will ever succeed in the goals that you've set out to do. The clock is ticking. Time is running out. You're dying faster and faster.
Cut.
The letter M. It's the first letter in the word music.
This is the letter C.
We've been over this. Can we move on? I mean, if you're gonna jump between letters, you might as well stick to that one. I can't see the video. Can you just center it? Thank you. Oh, let me guess. M for monkey. No, you are not the monkeys. These are the monkeys. Also, I can imagine this song scaring the shit out of me as a kid. I mean, call me pathetic. I mean, you know, Lucky 7 Sampson from Schoolhouse Rock scared the living shit out of me.
Like a grasshopper on a summer's day, I just love to play and pass the time away, 'cause I was born 'neath the lucky star.
But these voices are fucking terrifying.
We love those jungle rhythms. We love to feel the beat. We love to get down and get funky.
So, you're not going to use the letter M for this song? I mean, this seems like a missed opportunity.
We love to go bananas. We eat them with our feet. And hanging round above the ground is really kind of neat.
Now, boys and girls, here's the Peppermint Park Story Lady.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they could not think of a better name for her other than Story Lady. I mean, it's no wonder this show never went mainstream. They could not have competed against the imaginative charm that is Sesame Street. Not even fucking close.
Hi, boys and girls. Today our story is about Bumper the Frog. Bumper lived in a quiet swamp at the edge of the tall forest, and one day he decided to visit a friend who lived in a nearby pond. I'm so tired of hopping everywhere, he thought. Today I'll fly to my friend's house. Bumper climbed onto a small log and jumped off, flapping his little green arms as fast as he could. Well, just like a rock, he fell to the ground. I guess my arms are just too short, he said. Maybe I'll try to gallop like a horse. But that didn't work either because his back legs were too long. I've got just the thing, he said. I'll crawl like a snake.
I'll crawl like a snake. I'll crawl like a snake.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Serious crap.
After a while, he discovered he was going nowhere. Hooter the Owl...
Hooter the Owl? Really? You're going to go with that one? You're going to use that name?
...who had been watching from a tall tree, was very disappointed in Bumper.
Oh, and of course he was watching from a tall tree. He was probably wondering why that frog was trying to become his lunch. I mean, I'm just saying.
I can't believe you're going to all this trouble, he said. You're a frog, and you should be proud of the fact that you're able to hop. Lots of animals hop, like Kelly the kangaroo, and Gruffy the grasshopper, and Robbie the rabbit. Suddenly, Bumper felt very sad.
Wait, why was the frog sad?
I guess you're right, he said. I really am a very special creature. Here I am, always trying to change the way I am, but I never realized I was pretty terrific already. Thanks, Mr. Hooter. I'll always remember the lesson you taught me. And with that, he hopped off into the forest to visit his friends in the nearby swamp. And that's our story of Bumper the Frog and the valuable lesson.
And the valuable lesson.
He learned.
There was no applause for that. I mean, not even a clap. You heard that, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure the kids were really... Jesus fucking Christ. I have nothing to say about that.
Today on Peppermint Park, we're learning about the letter C.
Okay, I guess we have completely abandoned the letter M at this point. I mean, I guess it wasn't as important as Ernie was saying.
It's the first letter in the word camel. Camels are found mostly in dry, desert parts of the world.
But today, we have decided to remove them from their natural habitat so privileged white folks can enjoy them here at home. And actually, look at their bodies, because, like, they look dehydrated as fuck. I wish the Animal Liberation Front would get on this.
And now it's time for Peppermint Park's Stump the Star. Today on Stump the Star, we're happy to have one of the park's most famous stars, Snorky. He's been on stage, screen, television, theater, supermarket grand opening.
All right, that's enough. Let's get on with it here.
I don't know about you, but this character's voice does not match the body. I mean, what is he even supposed to be, a dinosaur alien?
Today's letter comes from Carol Thompson in Denver, Colorado. Carol is 5 years old, and she writes, Dear Snorky.
Yep, that's me.
That's right, Snorky, that's you. Now listen carefully. Carol wants to know, what's the 7th letter in the alphabet?
The 7th letter in the alphabet. The 7th letter. Is it a W?
No, Snorky, it's not a W.
Yeah, this dinosaur alien, dino alien, whatever, it's definitely from another planet, that's for sure.
Not a W. Let's see. The 7th letter in the alphabet. There's A. That's the first letter. Then there's B. That's the second letter.
Let's see. A, B...
See, it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, and then G. That's the letter.
I got it. Is it a Q?
Welcome to Peppermint Park's wonderful world of water.
Oh, hey, yeah, that actually does sound like a lot of fun. I mean, after all, summer is coming around here where I'm at, so I'm all game. I'm down for some plenty of fun.
Next time it's hot in your town, have your mom and dad check to see if there's a water park near you.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun, actually. I'm down to do that after this.
You'll find lots of things to do. There are giant slides, pools, games, and other adventures you'll really enjoy. This park has water guns and a giant blimp. You can go inner tubing if you wish, or just play in the water.
Wow, we're spending a lot of time here on this one segment.
How about exploring waterfalls?
This is getting to be borderline creepy at this point.
Doesn't that look cool and refreshing? Here's an interesting game. Try crossing the floats without falling off.
Okay, yeah, no, this is a good stopping point for now. This show basically had it like a home release, and it never made it big with the kids. The Emma song actually did become a meme, and I mean, there you go. That's probably the biggest accomplishment this show has ever had. I would not recommend this to your kids, though, because not only is it creepy with some uncanny valley puppeteering and all that, the lessons in it that it teaches are pretty stupid and pretty useless. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, and be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and the bell button and the subscription button to keep up to date with all of my latest episodes, and see ya.
No mayonnaise, no medicine. There'd be no mumps or measles, monsters, none of them. Magnanimous, mellifluous, the one important